Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So today we will look at print again and discuss a little bit more about what we can do print and use it in our programs in a way which is more useful to us. So I'm using this is now IPython shell. As you can also use any integrated development environment like idealies or in any or you can use practice this, follow this discussion with any other idealies, or you can write a script and keep running it. I believe this will be easier to run in ideally for this discussion. So let's so we have seen our famous hello world example, right? We know this and again we know that we can do some commas, or we can do exclamation marks, and we can say, we can do all the stuff. We know we can multiply, or we can do concatenation. All this works as usual. We can do all those things, right? So now suppose another thing that is we can use is, so I can print it too, right? So but if I have more than one entry, I can just put a comma and have multiple entries. So I can print 2 and 3, or I can put 2, 3, 4. Or if I have like print mango, apple, and bananas, or banana, right? I can do that. So here what we're doing, we have three different strings, and here we have 3 integers. See, right? So we have an integer string object, 3 string objects, or 3 strings. So we can, so items can be separated by comma. So just to mention this, it is okay. I can do here, or I can. What matters is the comma. The spaces, it doesn't matter. But as you know, the space inside a quotation do matter, right? So this extra space here is coming from this space, just that you notice. So now we can also, so we are using a comma to separate out. I can also say price, right? I can say price equal to, I can combine an object, price equal to 2, right? And if you want, we can also say price equal to maybe 3 objects, right? $2. So we can have, or if you write this both, make it as a string, we can do that too. So price equal to $2. So when we printed, you cannot really see it. So this is 2 here. Now this is a string object. Of course, in all the things that is printed on the screen is Python converts them into a string and then prints it. But so the main point to learn what we are looking at here is that we can use a comma separator. So we use comma, and we can, so now that is going back. So I can use so mango, right? Mango, apple, right? So I can so this printer is like that. I can put a comma inside that, and now it will look like that. So we can also mix different objects, right? So the thing is now, so if you look at here, we have two strings here. So, and there is a space in between. Whenever I put a comma, it is giving me with a space. So in the print, there is another thing called a keyword argument, another thing called arguments, okay? So keyword arguments, we can specify something called a separator keyword, and I can put a value to that. Then I can say that that's equal to say nothing, an empty space. So now we can print. So let us for the time being omit that, so it becomes like that. And now I can do what? I can put a comma there. So now mango apple, and if I want one more item, I have to say bananas, right? Banana, right? So this is the keyword argument. So now here, if I want, I can do here one space, so it will be like that. So it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be always, you know, a comma, or we can say like, you know, many spaces, or we could do that. So we can put a separator as a keyword argument to print. So another thing that will be useful to us is escape characters, or escape sequences. So the first one we look at is the tab. This is a general tab, so we can put tab. In this case, there are 8 spaces. So tab is not the separation between the two words. Tabs are stops. Suppose if you open a word, you may have noticed or may not have. So the first tab, second tab, position, sorry, 8 spaces. In your computer, maybe 4 spaces. Here's 8, so 8. The next 8, next 8. So if I print one word, 2, then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 is already occupying one space, so I put, so next thing I say will be printed here, and so on. So it means if I put 22, this will be again here. So the space has changed. So it is known as the space between, it's a tab position, you know, stops. So that is nothing to do with that's already. So Python is giving you access to introduce a tab in your printed output. So the printing is mainly for our to give user to look at what is the output of the program, and so on and so forth. So let's use that, right? So first of all, we'll use so I can say I have mango, right? I am putting a tab. It's a character, right? I can put inside like a mango. So even this is 2. This is, as I said, it's a one character which specifies the tab. Mango, banana, right? So we get a tab, or we know that we can also do, it's not limited to 1, 2, 3, you know, and we can put it here. Right? So now I can say print price equal to, right? And I can put tab and then say, right? So it will come like that, or even better, I can say price under, and then I say say something, price is a total, right, equal to if I do this like that, so I can now put a tab, say here. So I get I can put a tab over there. So we can, the point is that we can format our output, make it more readable with all these tools that are available. So we are looking at escape sequences. First one we looked is tab positions. So now so we can do, we don't have to put inside, right? We can do separately. You can say 2 tab and then 5, right? So you can use a single, or you can say 2 tab tab 3 or so. So like that. So we can use inside here, or we can also use as a comma and as an individual item. So one of the things is that we learned already that whenever you use a comma, Python is also putting that, interpreting that as we are also introducing a space. So you have a 2 space and a tab, and then there's a space, and then so this is, Python is always putting that separator thing. Remember, there's a separator which is always the default. Remember the default values. So we have seen earlier, like when, for example, indexing the string, we are saying, say hello. If you don't give anything, we start from 0 and it ends at 11, the length of, so these are the default values. So similarly, the default was space. That's why we get, if I say 2, print 2 comma 5 gives me 2 space 5. So just we need to keep in mind that there's always space, which is Python is putting there. So now we learn tab. So another thing, another escape sequence we can look at is the new line character. So let us look at that. So print, so when I do here print 2 and then I put a new line, another line, I say with 3, I get 2 and the next line 3. So there is something playing there which tells that the next line need to be printed. This second line has to come in the new line. So that's why we are going to look at the next escape character as the new line character. So here we can say print 2 slash, say let's start with a string, right? Hello there, right? So hello. So this character, it is a single, it represents an idea, or it represents a new line character. So single, together they constitute one thing. So hello there, right? So I can also do, if I want to, right? And as before, I can put it as print 2, I can individual 3. So this is what I said earlier. So there is a space coming here, right? So so that's coming from, remember, the separator thing. So Python is giving a default value for space. We can do that and see. So that is gone. So we can keep in mind when we format things, it will be easier. But we can always, it's a final thing, so you want to print it and make it beautiful. So we can play around and figure it out as we go, even if you don't remember all the implementation details. So we have a new line character as well. So now, of course, now let us, so this new line character, so we learned the separator, right? So I have 2, 3 is printing like that, 2, 3, and we learned that I can make the separator as maybe as tab. So we learned a keyword argument. So another for the new line, so if I say print 2 and then print 3, I get 2, 3. So the reason is that there is an end, which is end of line character. So here it's already a new line. This is the default value. So which means it is printed a new line. Now if I take that off and make it as space, see 2 and 3 are coming in the same line. So which means if this, since this is here, what happens is it will print 2 and gives us, so which means I say print, and if I add this out, see it coming. So but whereas if it were like that, so you see you get the next guy can be printed here, that is gone here. So the next guy has to be printed in the next line. That's why this is giving us. So whenever the new thing is printed, it will go in the next line. So this is a new line character. Again, we can modify it, right? We don't have to be like, we can say the new line character, we can modify it to be so I can modify anything. I can say, I can put a tab if I want, right? So it will be print. So it's printing in the same line. So we have end and we have a separator, SCP, sep. So now we can say, let's do, right? So I can do print 2, 3, right? And I can put, and so we can either use here, right? 2, so this will be first line, and second line or third, right? So here this is the second line, right? Or if I make it 2, this will be third, right? So second is, this is the second line, so because of the new line character. So again, you see this empty space. If you want to remove that, you can put it. So this is the idea of the end, and so the end and the separate, the keyword argument and the escape sequences. So they can be used to format our output. So again, as I said earlier, when you use the tabs, so we are remembering the tabs tabs where it is coming. So you have to you are also thinking, where is my next tab and how many characters are there. So if you want really actually space, we can have something formatting strings, you know. We can use formatted print in a different way using format strings. So suppose I'm printing 2 integer, so that is what I'm going to print. So I'm going to put format string as percentage said integer, so D decimal numbers, so 2 D percentage D. So here I'm going to do a percentage. So this gives me 2. So nothing really fancy about that at the moment. So now I can say, let me print 2, give me like 10 spaces. So this gives me actually 9 space. So if I want 10 space, I can say 11. So 10 space, and then 10 space empty spaces, and in the 11th position is 2. So this is right justified. If I want to make it left, I can put a negative sign there, and so this, you won't be seeing that. So for what that we do is, suppose I want to print one more guy here, I can put 2, 3, but now I need a parenthesis, and then I can do one more percentage S. percentage, sorry, D. So I can put 2, 3. So this thing here has this 2, there is a space here, I left justified, right? So there is 11, 10 spaces, and then comes 3. So we can use this. Now again, we can use the same thing with the strings. I can, for example, I can do an X and I can do a Y. So I can do an X and I can do a Y, but now the thing changes. So I'm using a string. So I can X, Y, and if I said if I want some space, if I can put a 5 spaces there, I get that. So and also for floating point numbers, we can specify an F, percentage F, and so this is, if it's too confusing, I can just start with that, percentage F for floating point numbers. And if I want only 2 decimal places, I can say 0.2, and so I get 2 spaces. And then again, the things like earlier, what we did earlier, I can put like 10 space, and all those things applies here too. So this is the string. So for string formatted string, so you can say percentage S, percentage D, percentage F, and left justify, right justify. You can pair with in empty spaces and so on and so forth. So we have learned a little bit of stuff, new stuff. So what can we do? We can maybe let's say we have written our print, our beautiful hello world program, and so let us say, for example, let us take this line, right? We have an X and an X and a hello world. So let us write using one of these. Let's start with tab, right? So we were doing that. Okay, this one. So we have an X space hello world space and X. So we can do something like, let's start with the tab, so maybe 2 tabs, right? And then an X, and say we want 1 tab, then hello world, and then 1 tab, and then X, right? Oh, that works okay, but you see there's an asymmetry. Its spaces are different again because of the tab stops. So here next tab stop is at 8, so we get 7 space because there's an X also. And on the other hand, here there's a hello world, 11 characters, so then 8 and 8, so 11, the next stop is 16, so 16 minus 11, 5. So here only they have 5 characters. So 5 and 7, so you have 2 spaces less on one side, so we can put 2, right? So it's okay, right? So next we'll do the X space X. So for that, right, this one. So we'll do, so we need all this, just space and 2 X's, right? So we have 7 plus 7, right? 14 plus 11, 14 plus 11, and so let us do it. So control O, print. What are we doing? So we're doing tab, and then X, right? We do, and then we do space 25, right, and then one more X. Is that correct? It's correct. So now what we need? We need so far this is what we have. So now what we need just x space x, right? So this is what we have, this guy. So same thing, right? I'll do this. So we'll do here if I need to look at. So we have /t, backward /t, and then we'll do all the x tabs. So we'll x space star, how many? So we have 2 tabs and lots of x's. So it's simple, right? We know that this is 25, and then we have 2 x's, and then we'll use 1 empty x space there also. So 28 means 14, right? So x and space, half of that. So that works, right? So this is our program. So we wrote the same thing, and we are not being like exact. So we are using a similar output, not like being exact spaces, which you can do, which if you want, but we are looking at the same thing. Can you rewrite the program in a different way? So we can put that in our code, right? So we can do maybe vi. So we this print class. So this will be we already wrote 2 versions, right? v3. So we can write a new version, right? It's version 3 of print program. So what all we have? I'm gonna, this is the guy, right? So I don't need that. Maybe we don't need that. We can do that. Right? See. So what we need some more of that. 1, 2, 3, and this one, and again, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Then yeah, so we got the same. So this is our program. Now we are using tabs. So it's not that bad, right? I think it looks good. And let us keep it there. So this is our 3rd version. And now let us repeat in a different way, right? So we have also the format strings. So %s, right? How do we do that? So we'll do the format strings. So we have what we are going to do the same line. So this is the line, first line, x space x space x. So x lot of space, hello, a lot of space, hello, x. So let us do. So we know the first thing we are going to do is an x, right? The 3 things we need: x, then one of the things I just want to point out, I am mixing both, okay? I'm using sometimes this double quotation and sometimes I'm using the single quotations. So we can, to construct Python string, we can either use double quotation or single quotations. The point is that be consistent. If I start with a left quotation for a particular string, we end with the same kind of quotation: single string, single quotation, double quotation, and double quotation. Like So we have these three things, right? What is it? Yeah, okay. What is happening? Yeah. So this is the thing. So we have three things to print, right? And we need format specifier for each of them. So the first one, of course, is percentage. We have 3% s corresponding to 3 strings. Now we need to specify how much you want to justify. We are right justifying means padding each of the 3 strings with spaces on the left side, right? Okay, so first x, let's put 10 spaces. So 10 and there's an x will take 1, so let's put 11. And the last one also, I believe, 11, right? And now is that right? Yeah. So now x, so here, and the second is hello world. Suppose I want to pad here with a 10. I did this 10, I wrote this x with 10 space, and this x with, I put 10 space here, and here I want to put 10. So 10 plus the length of hello world is 11, so 21, right? So let's see if that works. That doesn't work because I forgot this is supposed to be a percentage sign, right? That's the way we do. So oh, I did. So let us keep the earlier one as a reference, so it will help us. So this is what we have right now, right? So now the next thing is to start with print. We are going to do this line, right? So that one, again, what I'm printing first, I'm printing an x, right? So I'm gonna print an x, and instead of putting a comma, I need a percentage sign, and I need a format specifier for that, which is percentage s. So again, the first one I believe is easy. It's 10 spaces, total 11, and we have how many space? We already counted it. It is 21 plus 11, 32. For the next one, 32 percentage 32 s, right? So we have to specify x and an x. So again, this comma doesn't matter, right? There are 2 items here. So, and I can put a space here if I want to. So I'm beautifying it. Yeah, making it look readable. So what we have is that's all. That's it. Oh yeah, it works. So now we have one more. Right, now we need one with the last line, which is this thing. So we'll do something like, we can do percentage, right? And we are gonna print an empty space, right? Right, that one, and we need this format specifier. So empty is percentage s, right? So how many percentages? We'll just put right justified for 10 spaces exactly, and the entity we are printing is spaces. And then we'll do what? We'll do all these x's, and remember we just put this one also. So what we need? So we already have this space, right, which is 32. So 32 plus, and I have to take this and this, so that is 2 of them, right? So let me do it again. So let us do, so this, so we had, once more. So we have 20 plus, right, 20 plus 30, 20 plus 11, right? 10 characters here, 10 here, so 10 plus 10, 20, and then 11 for the hello world, right? So I got this, I believe, and then I have two x's on either sides, and then last x, with last empty space, which I ignore. So how much? So 31, 33, 34. So 34, 30. So I have x and a space. 34 means 34 divided by 2, right? So 17, I believe. So we have, and we need this format specifier for that, right? That will be just a percentages. So this whole thing is this, right, up to here, and then we just put empty spaces here. It's empty space, we just do 10 spaces. I don't have to put 11, then it will be one more, right? I just need, because the last character is also space. So that's it. So we wrote, right? So I can take this now and maybe make a new one, right? So I can do it. So vi, so print class v4, right? I think v4, right? So I say version 4 of print program. So we do that guy. I need that again, and then and this one I can take that out. So I did something which is not, yeah, so this is working. So again, same idea, right? So you take that guy, which is x thing, I believe. We do 1, 2, 3, right? And then two, four. Yes or no? I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. So we have written the program in there. We can write that way, or we can write this way, and we have already this piece of code here. So this is the ideas for today. These are the things. So we looked at the escape sequences. We have tab and the new line characters. There are two keyword argument in print, which are the SCPs, the separator, and the end of line characters. And we can use a simple idea as a comma in a print to print multiple objects, multiple items, and also we learn the formatted printing, and also we can use the tab and other new line character to format the output. So I believe it was easy to follow, and thank you for watching.